like we always do about this time.
I don't know.
Chill. KC, a Detroit, a KC, a Detroit, a KC, a Detroit, a walk off, Manly Mel, a walk off, a Manly Mel, a walk off, a Manly Mel, check, IOW Network, check. What's happening? Welcome to our beautiful crib. You see the piano in the background. Right. Ain't she nice? Ain't she lovely?
Piano man.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get on to the shenanigans, I feel it coming on, but we gonna keep it under control. Let's get all the preliminary stuff out the way. Everybody, thank you for joining us for another episode of I Often Wonder podcast, your favorite gang. I am your host, Wildcard Mar, of course, with the great Detroit Mel.
What up, though?
The man with the grand master plan for the IOW Network. We are here once again. God has spared us and blessed us with another day to talk to y'all people, so we appreciate everything that he has done, and we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe on our YouTube page. Of course, the Facebook page as well. But definitely like, share, and comment. It helps the algorithm. And then, of course, hit that little bell. Get the alerts every time we drop something new. Ding. Going over to the website, www.ioftenwonder19.com. That is the website. You get all the information on every last social media platform that we associated with.
Right.
On there as well, you can go to the Patreon, donate, look at it as an investment, help us out with some of these expenses we got over chill. Mainly Mel. But look at it as an investment. It helps us keep building. We are trying to build a conglomerate over here. I mean, we trying to tap into just about every media platform and shut them down. I mean, that's what we trying to do. We taking over.
Right.
That's what we trying to do. So y'all can say y'all help with the takeover, with the revolution. Is being televised. But anyway, yeah. And then of course y'all can go always cop the merch on the website. It's on there. You click the link, take you right to it. You know, I'm rocking the I Often Wonder.
Right.
Purple T over here, of course, with the original logo. On Your Bike Mush, part of the J. Edward collection over there. Mel rocking. And just in case y'all don't know, Mel loves British TV and calls some of their slang. And so On Your Bike Mush, translate to Ebonics. Fuck out my face. That's what it means.
Right.
So, that's what it means. It's just, you take one word, translate it to the other language. That's what it means. That's all it means.
He's our translator.
Yeah, I'm a translator. Multicultural translator. Yeah. Then most importantly, going over to your respective app stores. If you are a Google Android user like me, going over to the Google Play Store. If you are an Apple iOS user like Detroit Mel, going over to the Apple Play Store, and everybody download the IOW Network app.
That's right.
Plenty of content on there. Plenty of different variety of podcasts, from wrestling to storytelling podcasts. And of course, the IOW Sports is on there. And of course, the show you are currently watching, I Often Wonder, is on there. I mean, we got all kind of stuff on there, podcast-wise, and a bountiful amount of great music from independent and mainstream artists that we love. Go show the app some love.
Right.
Download the app. You will love it. I'm telling you. So now that we got all that out the way, Mel came in and approached me Monday, and a subject he wanted to talk about today. And, I was like, oh, we got to talk about it. And I'll kind of let Mel kind of give his little spiel on, his little apprehensiveness on the topic. But for me, I don't give a damn. Anybody don't like what we got to say, I don't give a damn. Because I know for a fact that anything I said, I can stand 10 toes down on it. And I know for a fact that anything Mel says, he can stand 10 toes down on it. And we will, give our opinions on the reasoning why we came to that conclusion that came out of our mouth. And we ain't afraid, we're unapologetic, but we are both not assholes enough to, just disregard people's personal feelings and thoughts and that. So, we ain't that evil, but we are opinionated and we stand 10 toes down on what we say.
Right.
But kind of today's topic is, how can our community, both me and Mel are black, I happen to be more milk chocolate and he's more burnt caramel, but
hey, we're still in the same family.
We're still in the same family, but how can our community save itself from itself? And in particular, so-called leadership of our community.
Right.
So, Mel, how you feel about this topic, big homie?
Well, like we had chopped it over on Monday. The one thing about subjects like this, I'm big on Black issues, pro-Black things and stuff like that. I love it. I love Black history, all that stuff. And when you like into that stuff and you researching that stuff, there's few leaders out there that you see that you kind of like, oh, okay, I like what they talking about. And for me, it's not all about agreeing 100% with them, but no, if I see something I like, I'll listen to them, and then like I pick the meat off the bone, so to speak.
Yeah.
And but then when you start seeing those particular people and some of the stuff they're doing, and then you see the other people outside that's not part of their clique or whatever organization, they supporting some of the stuff they're doing, that bothers me.
Okay.
And then on the other side of that, there's a difference. Like I often wonder, family, and we keep stuff in the house what we talk about, and I don't go on the air and talk about some of the things that we deal with, things that's going on within I often wonder. So I kind of feel the same way about our community. And we talk amongst ourselves, that's one thing. But then at the same time, how do you address certain things that need to be addressed without vilifying other people? So I'm always torn about putting us in a bad light, so to speak. And we get more in depth into that. But, I'm always torn by that, because it's like, well, yeah, I know this thing was wrong, but if I put that out amongst other people outside our community, especially when they're already saying negative things about us, that's just making us look even worse.
Yeah.
So when we come to certain subjects and certain topics, I'm like, do I really want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Or should we talk about that? And that was kind of my apprehension about doing this particular topic.
And which is totally understandable. I think that's probably one piece that we might differ at, because my thing is like, especially when it comes to our community, and I feel like if there's a situation that we need to speak about that can possibly, help someone, or possibly for instance, so I think what kind of sparked our conversation was Brother Polite's situation.
Right.
Motivational speaker, blah, 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 going on about his accolades and whatsoever, but, turned himself in, being arrested for allegedly sexual assault against a 14-year-old.
Right.
As a father and a father of two daughters,
right.
At some point, this guy has to understand that just even being alone in a hotel room with a 14-year-old
Right.
It's not a good look.
Right.
That just whatever the situation happened, they have to prove that in court now.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna touch that.
Mhm.
But if it comes at that something happened that in my eyes is
Mhm.
wrong as fuck,
Right.
it goes back to kind of what you said. It does put a black eye on on certain people who you consider leadership,
Right.
and they're doing acts that you don't agree with,
Right.
because
Right.
I can't agree with that
At all.
at all,
Right.
and period.
And so you look at the situation, and I'm gonna highlight. I'm gonna get into all the details.
Yeah.
Allegedly, 14-year-old girl who was his stepdaughter. He asked the mother, "Can you take her to a club?" Which, from right there, it's like, why would you want to take a 14-year-old girl to a club?
What does a 14-year-old need to be in a club?
Right, or a same club, which would have a kiddie club or whatever. Why they at a club with you? So that should have been a red flag for the mama, And then in his mind, what was he thinking? If he wasn't up to no good, why he thought that was good?
Mm-hmm.
Then club was closed, so why he ain't bring her back to her mama? He takes her back to his hotel and give her drinks.
Yeah.
And then then stuff went on from there. So it's like the whole situation don't look good
At all.
And then some people have pulled court papers, and because all that stuff is public record. You can pull up the court papers and see what he's being charged with. And so Sonetta, who was part of the House of Consciousness, him and Polite were kind of like running together for a minute. He said, "Hey man, come on the show," because people like trying to say that, I'm supporting this and this and that, and Polite kind of said was like, what I'm going through is bigger than you. I got nothing to do with that.
Mm.
And so that kind of like, when I heard that, kind of rubbed me the wrong way too. It's like, bruh, if you say you're innocent,
yeah.
So let me say it like this: if me and Lamar get into a situation, but it's something I did, but it makes bad light on him, and he has nothing to do with it, I'm gonna say, look, this is my business, has nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's, to me, what a stand-up person should do. And if you say you are part of a pro-black agenda,
yeah,
I mean, that's the least you can do is say, "Hey, man, come on." You ain't got to get into the accusations. You can say, "Look, I just want to come on, let everybody know this had nothing to do with Sonetta. This is my thing." That's how him and Sonetta kind of fell out over that. And so, when I started looking at the different people, like I should listen to Raising Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I started listening to some of like that, him, his mother, and two sisters being charged with running Medicare scam in California.
Mm.
I guess the thing went where they were having high school people being bussed over to their community center or healthcare clinic, which is Scientology based. So I didn't understand why he's doing a Scientology based thing, and he's part of Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of looked shady to me anyway. And then it's found, I guess they were like,
I'm not big into Islam or the nation like that, but I know for a fact that science and Islam don't correlate together.
No, that's Scientology is like, that's that stuff that
it's his own field.
Well, that's that stuff that short white guy, Tom Cruise, all them started into all that, and that stuff gets so wild.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so they been accused of that. So it's like, man, bro, what's going on? And it's not to say that I don't think people who can't be pro-black and make mistakes, but when you are saying you are a certain type of way, certain things I think you shouldn't be messed with. Why would you be running scams?
Yeah,
making a mistake is different, but why are you running scams?
Yeah, that means you have to go through a whole process.
You have to go through a whole process.
So that means you're intently
And
doing this.
And I think this happened in 2015, seems 2015, 2017.
Still
so it's still
relatively-
recent.
Yeah, still
Relatively
relatively
recent. So it's like, and we say allegedly because I don't think it has been fully litigated through court.
Yeah.
But you know, if that's the case, it's like, bro, then you have other people supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm naming these different people because I really want to get down to a certain point, a certain thing that we really need to deal with. But I want to kind of name this stuff to give them kind of some of the
Yeah,
things.
matter of fact, go ahead and name off kind of your talking points on the people, because at the end of that, I think I need to dive in like a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So because I want you to go ahead and get all them talking points out, because
right.
So it's gonna go deeper.
So that right there, those are two major things. But the one I really want to talk about.
I got a feeling what name.
I mean, everybody know it.
Yeah, go ahead.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, bingo.
R. Kelly, man, and R. Kelly. I had this conversation with several people.
Yeah,
several people, and the black protectionism
of certain people. Yeah,
is getting ridiculous.
I hear you.
You know, at what point do we say, hey, you know what? Let us back away and see what's going on. And some of the actors, I mean, you had a P tape.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he said, well, that wasn't me. Then everybody said, well, what's kind of fuzzy? Now, before he said anything, everybody, that was R. Kelly. That's R. Kelly. But as soon as he said, well, what's kind of fuzzy? Maybe that wasn't R. Kelly. Maybe that, come on, man. The biggest thing is, like, you look at, okay, it says black women are often on their own. They always fighting abuse and misogyny. It says, now, by us talking about this and trying to defend black women, some people say, oh, you a simp. And my thing is, like, how does that make me a simp to want to protect our women? You know, without the black mother, none of us be here.
There's no black male.
There's no black male.
Yeah.
So we should protect them. And for me, those labels don't bother me because I'm secure in who I am.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what you want to say. Hey, fine. I'm still gonna stick by who I am. But going back to R. Kelly, even the fact that his marriage to Aaliyah, she was 15.
Was allowed.
He was 27. That's fact. So if you said everything else, all actors outside of that were lies, that's fact. And you look at the time they was on BET, and I think, ironically, she was on there to promote Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. You know, and so the host was like, hey, I just want to ask y'all, are y'all really together having a relationship? And they laughing and giggling like, and I guess my thing is like, why is we asking that a jovial moment, a happy moment? It should be like a moment of disgust. Because this man's 27, she's 15. They snuggled all up and that's my best friend. How's that your best friend and you 15? You understand what I'm saying?
And just to dig a little deeper in that, and when you're saying of just, the protection of just black women, but also, kind of the bigger question that we've asked is, how do we protect the black community from itself? Is we can't sit here and keep condoning something that is wrong,
right?
And protecting it. Robert Kelly has allegedly had this issue for many years.
Many years. Right.
So even though you may hear rumblings, I'm pretty sure there's people that know this. he is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And for those people who never said or done anything about it, you are furthering the protection of him. At this point, he feels that he can get away with it. He feels that he can continue that same behavior because it is continually allowed. And what until the last 10 years, he started getting into actual legal litigation,
right?
Because of alleged, contact with minors. Why did it have to take years and years to get to that point? And then you're stuck with this whole conundrum of, now you got to separate the community again because all his faithful followers are like, oh, that's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I'm still rock with him and step in the name of love.
Right.
And
people like, oh man, I'm still gonna listen to his music.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, is his music more important than defending
our people?
Our people.
You know
what I'm saying?
To me, they don't even.
How is that? How is his music above defending an innocent young girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, jokes are being made, and sometimes we do make jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and I'm not, gonna say okay, comedians are wrong for making jokes, blah blah blah. That's what comedians do.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to the issue at hand, why do we continue to defend people like this? I don't understand it. I mean, even look at this. Think about this. Floyd Mayweather hit his wife several times. And
he got an abusive track record.
He got more flack for supporting Donald Trump than he did for hitting his wife.
Mm. That shows you,
what I'm saying?
Where people,
where are we at?
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That people would throw stones at a guy for being a supporter of Trump was
right.
Look, your political views is your political views, whatever. I would never fuck with Trump on political stuff.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't either. But
I wouldn't even trust him on real estate shit. But if that's what you want as your president, then by all means.
Right.
But you saying that's worse than his abusive track record? To me, you can't compare the two.
You can't compare the two, bro. You can't compare the two. You can't.
And you can't compare the love of Robert Kelly's music to his habitual behavior of targeting young women. Like you can't compare them. I can't stand people that know what is wrong, but you won't say is wrong.
Right.
But you'll find any excuse to still rock with a person that's doing wrong.
And it's just interesting because, so in our community, Black folks, us, we have a problem with addressing the issue of abuse. Some will say, even I kind of alluded to a little bit, some will say, well, we already are being oppressed and we already dealing with issues, and I don't want to be another vehicle to use to bring down another Black man. So that's why they won't say anything. So, but not saying is the reason why we're in this point, is because nobody's speaking up. Nobody is going to say, hey, this is wrong. Right. But so here's the thing. So in effect, our oppression and our abuse has created an excuse and a smokescreen for other people, for abusers to get away with a crime. Mm. So we, in effect, had created a monster itself, because think about this. We all know either people in our neighborhood or rumors of people we know, don't go to so-and-so house. You know what they do. You know how they get down. We knew that.
We know it.
We knew people like that.
Yeah.
Why was that person allowed to stay in your neighborhood?
Get them out.
Get them out. Why was that? Well, we just don't talk about that. Or an uncle or aunt or a cousin, we knew how they get down. But we don't say nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that is the biggest issue, It's that snitch culture.
And I'm glad you said that, because that was going to lead to one of my biggest points. And depending how everybody goes about certain things. Look, even the same gangsters that say don't snitch, you get them in a interrogation room and throw a couple of decades at their ass. They might be inclined to start
decades and some cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they might be inclined to start talking. They singing, looking like a canary. So this whole snitch culture is very conveniently used.
Okay, that's a good point.
When it comes to certain, I don't know what you're talking about. But until the wrong is done unto you, you want everybody to fucking talk.
Right.
So you can't conveniently want to, rock with the, snitching culture, or, then next second you singing like a canary, or some wrong. So now you want everybody to speak up. So it's like, it's so conveniently used, which is a problem of itself.
It's a problem. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I fall victim of that.
I think every human being personally does.
I ain't gonna say nothing, because I don't want snitch. I don't want to tell. I want to be like, I want to be the one that's gonna, say anything about something or some situation.
Yeah.
But I think certain things need to be called out.
True.
Like, you selling dope. That's your business.
That's your business.
I ain't about to, please come knock on my door. I don't know nothing. That right there
ain't got shit to do with
me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm cool with that. And I stand down on that. You know what I'm saying? Especially one of my boys, I ride with you.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing to say. I'll take secrets to my grave, stuff like that. But when it comes to like molestation, oh shoot, this is YouTube. Okay, you can't say those words on YouTube. When it comes to abusing of a child, you got to stand up for that. Yeah. We have to stand up for that. We have to do better with that. We as a community, we have to protect our own. And African Bambaataa, there's been stories of him on the road having boys in his room. Other people that came out say they've been abused by him. It wasn't until like recently when Zulu Nation took him down from all that stuff. Now, I will say, let me raise it as a question more than as a statement. Where is it that you draw the line between, I need to see where this is just a false accusation
or the facts?
Because anybody can come with anything and say something happened. And of course, I want them people, if I rock with you, I rock with you. And so somebody come throwing accusations at you, about you to me, I'm not going to quick to say that's a fact.
Yeah.
I
can say, I don't know. No.
So where do you draw? I don't know, or I guess more of a question, where do we draw that line at and say, okay, I need to stop rocking with this person? You know what I'm saying? Well, R. Kelly, it's been going on for years.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the people in this circle.
So I mean, you've been hearing like stories, man. I was in the studio and I saw a little girl panties in the studio. There's people telling these stories for years.
Yes.
So I think that right there say, okay, we need to step back from him.
Yeah. Or me personally.
You know what I'm saying? We need to step back from him.
I feel you,
right. And maybe not bias music.
Yeah, but since we're talking about our culture, yes.
Maybe we need to stop supporting him because it's too much stuff going on. Now, from time of the first accusation to where do we draw that line and say, when do we start saying we need to pull back for somebody? And that's I guess that's one of the issues I have. And I want to do this more and see what the people out there saying, get comments from them, because, you have heard of people falsely accused of rape.
Yeah.
And rape and molestation can destroy a person.
Those accusations,
if they're not true.
Yes.
Because I don't care what you say. If someone say Tom molested a child, and Tom goes to court, Tom get found not guilty, you still looking at side eye with Tom here around the child.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? You might not have never looked at time like that before.
Just because you got off innocent, don't
Right.
mean I still trust your ass, Tom.
Right, Tom.
Yeah, Tom. I'm still looking
Everything
at you,
Tom do
motherfucker.
now, you know what I'm saying? Before, you ain't think nothing about it. Now it's looking like,
Yeah.
hey, why you looking like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it might be something innocent, and Tom they don't do because Tom was literally legit not guilty. But just the accusation.
Now that seed has been planted in
now that seed's been planted. Yeah. Now you're looking at Tom wrong.
A different way.
So I guess more to my point and to my question is, where do you start pulling back from somebody? You know, and I think that's the hardest thing, because I hate to, like, you go all in and then you find out it's not true, and then you destroy the person's life. Yeah. You know, or destroy the good friendship, or destroy whatever. Whatever, yeah. Or shoot, what if, because it just happened too, what if you married to somebody who has a child, the child falsely accused the stepdad of something, you break up a marriage. Yeah. And then it's not to be true. Yeah.
Sound like a still Wilco show.
Right. It does. Yeah. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? But so like that's always been my thing. It's like, you know, Africa been by the accusations been going on for a while, and Zulu Nation took him off some of the stuff and appointed a new leader of the organization. And even they said, not to paraphrase it, something like, you know, it's something hard for them to do because they doing it based off accusations. But I guess they said there's been so many accusations, we had to step up and do something and separate from him. You know? And so it's like, it's a tough situation, man. It's a tough thing because when it comes to these kind of issues, a lot of people don't like to touch them, deal with them.
Yeah, they want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it, but it needs to be talked about. It needs to be discussed. And we need to talk about how do we deal with it as a community.
Yeah. And for the last 15 minutes of the show, and this is what I've said, I wanted to dive deeper in.
All right, go ahead.
So, you know, and I think one of our biggest issues with protecting our community from myself and in relation into particular our leaders is because, I mean, you look at what's one of the biggest things in our community is church.
Yes.
And you get all these stories, you get all these headlines on news channels. Reverend gets found, you know, doing something with a minor, or you know, doing, you know, certain, you know, a fraud or you know, tax evasion or something like that. I think we end up killing ourselves and our community is because we don't, you know, find a way to hold those people accountable. Right. At our leadership position. You know, when you think of a pastor of a church, a reverend of a church, you're supposed to look at them as a pillar in our community. Right. You know, as a symbolism of what we should all aspire to be. You know, we understand that he's still going to be human. He's going to make mistakes. But when you're making, you know, very poor choices, very poor decisions that are, you know, go against a lot of people's, you know, morality, you know, and it's coming from so-called pillar community or leadership positions, that puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Right. And that creates that, and then automatically right there, you know, damn near some pastors are almost like cult leaders or like, or, you know, celebrities themselves. They got a following too. Right. That following is about to get split down the middle, regardless. Right. You're going to have somebody like, no, Pastor Jenkins would have never touched that little heifer. She's a hussy anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, she's a hussy anyway. Right. Oh, loose girl. You know, they want to be quick to go ahead and victim shame. Right. But they don't want to touch the part where, you know, the little Kiki wasn't the first little 15-year-old that has said something about Pastor Johnson. Right. So stop with the protection. Greenleaf. Oh yeah. When the treasurer for the church storyline, he's molesting or being inappropriate with underage girls. Right. And he's paying them off for church money. You know what I'm saying? That I know that was a fictional story for a show, but I wouldn't be
It's
too
based
far
on
fetched
truth.
if that was based off some truth.
Mhm.
And so it bothers me that we have to keep having shows that recreates things like that.
Right.
It bothers me when we have to, like, and this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I never rock with Tyler Perry, is because I get it. You want to show a light to our community, but how many times do we have to see, a girl surviving being mistreated at a young age from a man? How many times can you recreate that story?
Right.
Like, how many times you have to, keep throwing that out there? We know that happens in our community. We are one of the few that want to see the shit stop.
Right.
Because it's disgusting.
Right.
And so I think that's why, I was adamant of definitely doing the shows, because we need true pillars of our community that shows this is what being Black is about. This is about having pride of our ancestry of dealing with such harshness, and we came out stronger and better survivors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are able to contribute to society in many ways, not just entertainment or sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the pillars that we need, that we want. And I think that we all thrive and need.
And I agree with you. I think, like, you have these leaders that, I mean, I think nowadays is different with social media. It's easy to put people on pedestals based on what we see them doing, what they promoting. Umar Johnson, and at school. 10 years and still haven't built a school. And you hear people automatically still support, hey man, that brother is but my thing is, like, bruh, it's been 10 years. I seen people build schools or build businesses fast. Now, if you want to say, maybe he's not doing anything illegal or anything wrong or anything underhanded, but it's either that or he don't know what he's doing, or he's mismanaging funds. So by that, in that account, he's still not a good person to follow, especially he won't take any help to help him.
Well, especially if you're talking about a guy that says, the school helped build my community, blah, 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 but it's 10 years and you still haven't built that school.
Right.
Your
and
actions,
you got over $700,000.
Your actions aren't matching up your words.
Oh, you got over $700,000.
So that's what, and I'm with you where he's not necessarily possibly not doing nothing illegally, but when you talking all this big game about how you so pro-black, and one of your biggest talking points was to make a school to educate our own.
Right.
And you've been given money to fund it. Where's it going?
Right.
You still don't see a school.
Right.
So it's hard to
and
get behind.
I think a lot of these people are betting that we don't do our own research. I mean, Dr. Boyce Watkins. He was backing Jaymorrison in that Tulsa real estate deal. Now, see, here's the thing about Boyce. Boyce is a scholar, PhD, but he doesn't have the practical work in finances. There's a difference. So he's going based off of book sense, but not practical work. So he just sees, okay, that looks good based off what they taught me in school. But the people who actually been doing the work and kind of break down certain things and say, hey, look, that ain't right. So he goes out, he supports Jaymorrison. I think he wrote him a check for $10,000. Supports him. Then you find out Jaymorrison don't know what he's doing. He's taking the money. He's doing stuff that's not correct. But because we see them on social media, because I remember when my timeline on Instagram was full of Jaymorrison, my timeline on YouTube full of Jaymorrison videos and how to get money quick off real estate and all this kind of stuff. And he had classes that I think it was like $1,500. Well, it was $5,000. We gave you a discount, $1,500. One-on-one for 30 minutes was like astronomical amount of money.
Mm.
And how can you really give somebody good advice in 30 minutes?
Not
Talk about
enough.
financing. It's gonna take you 30 minutes to break down some people's finances because some of the
Or
crazy
where-
stuff they do with their money.
Or
You know
where
what I'm
their
saying?
money go and
You know
where's
what
it
I'm
coming
saying?
from?
So that's gonna take at least 30 minutes on that. So that doesn't make sense. But they bank on the problem is because our community, especially the inner city, is riddled with people who are either living paycheck to paycheck or way below the poverty level.
Mm.
And so sometimes you just want relief and you see this, oh, that might work.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So you get a lump sum of money in your hand and you throw it at something and hoping that it works. And
Throwing
then
a whole bunch of spaghetti at the wall and hope something sticks.
and then that you end up getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Cause you look at what who they focusing on. They're not going out. If I had, so let's go back to Jaymorrison. If I had a real estate deal that's gonna work, and it's no offense to you, but I'm gonna come to you. I go somebody that's in a multi-billion-dollar company. If I know it's a for sure thing's gonna work, I'm gonna go to them, flip that money. I rather come back to the community and do something totally different to enhance it.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't come to you to invest in it because the kind of money I'm gonna need,
You ain't got.
either if you have it, that's your last, or that's your savings.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather go here, get the money, and come back here and do something that's not gonna make you come out your pocket or it's gonna hit you in the head.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's more beneficial. Or I come back and teach you what I'm doing, so I'll teach you how to fish instead of tossing you a fish.
Mm.
You know, that kind of thing. Let me show you what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This is how you do that. You know what I'm saying? For real, I'm gonna teach you how to fish.
And throw you a fish.
And throw you a fish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, fish and grits is good. But once I leave and show you how to make the fish and grits, and what you gonna eat tomorrow?
Mm.
But if I show you how to make the fish and grits,
you can eat fish and grits
all you want. You know what I'm saying? All you want until your heart's desire. and I think that, as we get ready to wrap it up, I think I just want to touch on leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I think in our community, what we pick as leadership, it's not really leadership. Mm. And I heard one person say, and I can't remember who it was, that maybe we don't need one soul leader.
I was just thinking that on the way over.
You know what I'm saying?
I swear.
In the 60s, you had King, Malcolm X. You had
it took a lot of people. His at some point, you was either with him or you weren't.
Right.
There was only a certain amount of people that was okay with that turn on the cheek sheet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then when the same Malcolm story, I don't want to be getting in fisticuffs all the times with the police or whatever.
Right. The Panthers. All you had those specific leaders, but they was like, these are our leaders.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it shouldn't be a leadership, but in organizations that we form within our communities. But I think the other issue to that is that everything gets politicized. Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Great movement when it started. Now you're seeing talks about they taking in $90 million.
And you don't know what's it going.
You hear them say, "Oh, I gave $3 million here, a couple thousand there." I think it was a Breonna Taylor's stepfather. I think it's him. I can't remember if it's him or Michael Brown. It might be Michael Brown's stepfather. No, he still asked him, "Hey, where's the money you're supposed to, help give us?"
I was talking all this,
you know what I'm saying,
about helping.
And I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember all the issues. I should have looked it up. But anyway, y'all got y'all nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be trying to delete that money and bring in more money. But you hear one of the leaders talking about she buying all these houses and trucks and stuff like that. Which my thing is, if everything is matched up, and I don't have a problem with that. Because we all sometimes immediately say, "Well, you buying a house." Well, if that's my money, then there shouldn't be a problem. But if that money is coming from donations that should be, and you're not putting that money back out, that's an issue.
Huge issue.
It's an issue because You know, some people are giving a last.
Because you look like a swindler.
Right.
You talking a big game.
Right.
You want me to open up my wallet, and I'm thinking it's to improve the quality of life for our people.
And it messes up for people who legitimately want to do something. Like,
exactly.
Like, you know, I've been talking about with my nonprofit trying to do a school, but now I'm kind of like, well, how am I approach it? Because I don't want to sound like or look like or be associated with Umar Johnson raising $700 and ain't doing nothing with it.
Ain't even put a frame up.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I think now he's showing this building he bought. I think it's in Delaware, but it looks so dilapidated and it's like it can cost so much money
to get it fixed. Yeah.
So is that a good business? Is that good business sense? Here's my thing, and this is Jaymorrison. Then we're gonna wrap this up with Jaymorrison first. And you looked at his paperwork. He's the CFO, the COO, the CTO. You know, every
HBO,
everything, right? Everything on and part of the organization. He's that.
His name is on it.
And Umar Johnson. You know, he's the only one that you see on the organization. Surround yourself with people that can help build your business. Me. You know what I'm saying? You hear Lamar say, oh, well, he Mel's the brainchild behind it. But without Lamar, still, you know, won't go. You know, at one time we had other people part of our team because my mindset is put people around me that can help push things. You know, Lamar, you know, we have some similarities. He has some parts about his personality that help bring to the show. You know, when we had the intern, you know, it has some things I saw in that intern that can help push the thing. And we try to get another intern. We had my other co-host, same thing. You know, there's certain parts of that personality that I saw that can help push it forward. And that's the type of person I am. I say surround yourself around people that can help enhance what you have. You know, yeah, I know a little bit of everything, but you get burnt out that way. And it might be some stuff I miss because I'm only looking one way.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to do as organizations, as a community, is build strong relationships. And with those relationships, let's help move our community forward.
Push it forward.
Right.
And we can leave it right there at that. So everybody, man, we hope you enjoyed the show. Most importantly, like, share.
Right.
Jump in the comments. If there's, give your take.
Please drop comments so and keep this going.
Because this is a true conversation that both Mel and myself thought it was necessary to have amongst our people.
Right.
I'm pretty sure other cultural ethnicities deal with the same shit.
Right.
But since we Black,
we gotta deal with our issues.
We got to deal with our issues.
To all our friends, that's outside our community.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to have a family meeting at the time.
Yeah, this is family meeting.
But hey, you still family.
Yeah, you still family because I'm pretty sure you probably deal with the same issues.
Right, it's still the same issue. But we had to talk about
because dirt bags and shit bags have no color.
Have no color. No color. Ask the ones who used to own us.
Yeah. If you a dirt bag in the shit bag, use a dirt bag in the shit bag. No matter what color God painted.
That's the reason why I'm so light now. Because of General Lee.
Yeah, this is about to go off the rails. So but for real, please like, share, comment, especially on our YouTube page. Subscribe, hit that bell, get the notifications every time we drop something. This is what we do on the I Often Wonder show. There's some things Mel will wonder about, and I smoke a lot, so there's definitely a lot I wonder about.
I got my thinking on the toilet. So.
Yeah. Different offices, but we come at the same agenda. We wonder about stuff because this is.
It's not like a sign. You don't sit on the toilet so you get that ring around your butt when you get up.
No, I get the dead legs.
Oh yeah.
Because I put my
you do it like that?
Yeah.
I relax so much when I sit back, and I sat there one time, so I got like ring around my butt.
But no, this is the point of this podcast is because we are pro-Black, but we're also pro-life. So
and pro-women.
That's your anger. And I don't mean pro-life as in the debate of pro-life or pro-choice.
Right.
That's a different.
That's a whole other show.
Yeah, we're talking about as in pro-life as in everybody should always find a way to live their life to the fullest and find the maximum happiness. But we are pro-black, but don't get it twisted. Yes, mama say, mama go say, and
my nigga,
yeah. So join the conversation.
Right.
If there's a topic that you feel needs to be discussed, whether socially or whatever, drop it in the comment.
Right.
It might end up on one of our shows.
Because sometimes my sister give me a lot of ideas, and I know I try to implement that into the show. Yeah. Other people give me some ideas, so if you drop a comment, show ideas, we may use it.
Yeah. You never know.
Never know.
But look, we're about to close this thing out. God willing, we will see you guys on the next episode of the I Often Wonder podcast. Your boy Wildcard Mars signing off. Detroit Mail, the man with the Grandmaster Plan, signing off. Until next time, folks. Peace.
Yeah. I had a lot of dreams growing up. Wow. Magnitude intimidating because the road is tough.